Cure are a band from Sussex in England. They have had a career since 1979 and are still going. Their frontman, Robert Smith, has quite a distinctive voice, and it's quite a wild voice in some ways, but it suits their style very well. So initially, their label tried to make them into a boy band, but after one album, they rebelled and they started going to a very dark place. They became one of the foundational bands of the goth movement. After three really depressing gothic albums, they floundered for a while, they lost some members, gained some more members, and then they reinvented themselves. Or, well, according to Robert Smith, he was deliberately allowing the band to be destroyed. Other perspectives say the head of the label persuaded them to have a reinvention. They successfully reinvented. They kept some of their darkness, but they added a pop sensibility to it. And so created their own particular brand of pop rock that still has got an edge of darkness, but was quite accessible compared to some of their darker stuff. So they went on to have lots of success and lots of albums. They've had 13 studio albums so far. Hi, my name's Dan, and I'd love to hear what you think about this album. So please pop me a comment in the comments down below. And if you want to come along on this journey that I'm on, discovering the best albums ever in the world, subscribe. It's a great way of making sure you know when I produce new reviews. So this was The Cure's third album, and they were thoroughly in the middle of their depression phase at this point. So I want to say, first of all, that I think that it's beautifully made. It's really nicely produced, but it is very, very depressing. If you set out to produce music that was as depressing as possible, then and you produce this album, you would be very proud of yourself, because it really does do that. I'm not sure I can articulate all of how that's achieved. I certainly can hear some of it. So first of all, it's slow and spacey. Now, I know a little bit. As a musician, I know that slow is harder to do than fast, and so I have a great deal of respect for the way that this has been done. So it's actually been done in such a way that it has this feel to it. The bass sound particularly I really like, but it really adds to the feel. It's kind of a crunchy, fairly high harmonics in the bass sound. Everything else is kind of reverby, and even when it's fast, it still sounds fairly downbeat as a result. I would say even the chord sequences that are used, there's a lot of minor keys used and falling chords, and the notes are done in such a way that it doesn't have kind of the same highlights as you'd expect in normal tunes. It's kind of more lowlights, the way that it works. And the voice has been processed in such a way that it sounds quite distant and echoey, as if it's trapped in a room. As you might expect, the lyrics are also pretty dark and depressing. And so while I liked it musically and kind of enjoyed listening to it, I feel that the detriment is this deliberate thing, obviously, that it's so depressing. I feel the need now to go and listen to something that's a bit more upbeat, like ABBA or something like that. So if you like your deliberately depressing music, you probably would absolutely love this. For other people, I would say, yeah, it's an interesting experience. Maybe don't listen to it many times back to back, as you could end up in a dark place yourself there. So anyway, that's it from me for now.